Hi, I'm Monty Salzman. Welcome back to Local is Better. I'm so excited to be here today with Nicole Luisi.
Hi.
Good to see you, Nicole.
You too.
Nicole works at one of the coolest places I've ever been. It's called Aileron. It's right here in Dayton, Ohio, and it's this amazing center dedicated really to small and local business success. And I will tell you this, something about this place, just this campus, it kind of has this magic about it, where when you walk in there, you just instantly kind of get ready to change and confront the future and just this open mindset. So tell us a little bit about what you do and the purpose of Aileron and a little more about it.
I'll start with Aileron. We are a national nonprofit that focuses on helping small businesses grow. And so the way we do that is by helping them understand a system to look at their business, to diagnose where they can make improvements, and then use some fundamental skills and thought processes and methods to then grow their business.
So I'll ask you about the system in a second, but I want to go take it a little bit deeper, because you talked about small businesses. Mm-hmm. And what I know about you and I know about Aileron is that you know that businesses are made up of people leading these. So a lot of times I suspect that your first contact comes by somebody who's got some probably pain in their lives, in their business, some real human emotion, right? Tell us about that and how the relationship usually gets started.
Yeah, so it's funny. There's a lot of times lately, we practice what we preach. So we talk about our vision and mission statement, and sometimes it bubbles up to the highest level of we're in the business of making a difference in people's lives. Wow. In fact, our vision statement is to raise the quality of life in America.
I love that vision statement. It's just so purpose-rich.
And the reason I bring that up is because when we discuss exactly what that means and like how do you measure it, it could be creating jobs, it could be going into new markets, so help strengthening communities. But at the end of the day, working with small businesses, the change really does start at the top with the CEO or the president and business owners. So a lot of times they find us when they know that they want to grow or scale their business, but they just don't have a way of thinking about where to start. And typically they're the ones who are making the widget, providing the service, love what they do, so it's natural and easy to gravitate back towards doing that and working in the business. Mm-hmm. But we provide them that system or framework to think about and work on their business.
So let's talk about the system. I think you call it the DOC model, right?
Correct.
Tell me about the DOC model.
Yeah, the DOC model stands for Direction, Operation, and Control. So we believe that the business owner and everyone ultimately in their organization can think about directionally where the company is going, aligning their operations to that. So whether it's having the right people on the bus or the right business model in place, and then putting controls in place that ultimately will allow you to know when you do reach your vision and know that you're headed in the right direction.
One of the things I've heard you talk about, and I love this, you've talked about people needing to change their belief system in order for change to occur. So tell us how the DOC model fits in with that and some successes or just things you've seen with people who might have just been maybe at a place where they're exasperated and you help them change their belief system and what happens from there.
Man, there's so many stories. And each one is so unique, but one that just pops in my head right away is there's business owners that first come to us and they feel like they're posers. They're like, I have no right to be running or owning a business right now, and that's a thought.
So that's pretty common.
Yeah.
You see that a lot? So, this video series that we're doing, really one of the things that I wanted to accomplish was a place for some local business owners to come to and realize, I'm not alone. Mm-hmm. And I think you probably touched on something there that maybe a lot of people, do you find they're afraid to say that? I mean, at first,
they are, which is why it's so powerful. The first engagement with Aileron typically is our course for presidents, where they're sitting in a room with 22 people and quickly realize they're in this safe environment, which starts with the drive, not even stepping onto the building, but the drive on the campus.
It is magical too, just driving up.
Yeah, but it creates that really safe environment for them just to know that I am not alone. And we've had people tear up in the first day, just feeling like there is a better way.
Wow.
There is something again, for a way for me to think about growing my business.
So what you're finding is this it's not uncommon to be, and
Right.
maybe you've got all the money you ever, maybe more money than you ever dreamt of,
Right.
but you've got this pain that you're walking around with of, I'm a poser. That's fascinating.
It is. Yeah, and there's a spectrum of that too. There's people that, like I said, they made the widget or were the best maybe sales manager and then became the business owner. And on the other end, there's people that have like the education. So they have the MBAs, they have the degrees, but again, they don't know how to work on their business to see it grow. But the best thing about it is when they find us, typically, when people come to the Aileron campus, they're already in the mindset that they're looking for an answer. So we're very blessed in the way that people, when they engage with us, they want to grow.
Yeah.
We don't have to, I guess, prove to them or try and sell them on the thought that there is a better way.
Oh, that's good to hear. Now, one of the things I think you do that's really beyond what I see a lot of places do. So we've probably all had experiences where we've gone to a 2-day seminar, a three-day seminar, and it's just an event. You're sitting there going, wow, this is going to change my life, and it's really good content.
Yeah.
And then you get back into the business, and nothing really changes. But you guys have a system that really drives accountability and change behavior on an ongoing basis, which I think is so powerful. Tell me how you guys do that.
And I have to bring up our founder, Clay Mattel, because what I'll describe to answer your question would not exist if it weren't for him. Because you're right, we've all been there. I just came back from a 4-day program, and you're always leaving there like you drank the Kool-Aid and it's awesome, and of course you want to go back and actually apply it and implement.
Yeah.
So Clay, due to his generosity, has allowed us to engage first with the president or CEO, not only for that 2-day program for the Course for Presidents, but included in the subsidized fee is a whole year of business advising sessions. So before you leave the program, you're actually matched with a business advisor that will then help you take all this information that you learned in the 2-day program, this new belief system, this new way of working on your business, and then strategically think about, all right, where am I going to get biggest bang for my buck? Time is money. Right, yeah. Need to prioritize.
And
can't
you're
tackle
with entrepreneurs who want to get stuff done.
right. And they also probably want to tackle everything at once.
Yeah,
so it's helping them prioritize and hold them accountable since it's over a year. And the business owner gets to drive, at the end of the day, it's their decision where they really want to start. We'll provide some advice. And then over that year, if they want to use all their sessions in the first couple months or spread it out, again, we'll meet them where they're at.
I would imagine you've seen a lot of success from that ongoing accountability.
For sure. They, a lot of times, it's very interesting. It first starts with focusing on themselves. So within the DOC model, in direction, one of the disciplines we talk about is leadership and being self-aware and growing as a leader. And a lot of times the first sessions are focused on the business owner, president or CEO focusing on themselves as a leader. Because that does obviously impact the strategy, the culture. Yep, and the whole organization.
Yeah. So have you seen some transformations in individuals that just make you swell with pride? And
yeah, there are many. One that pops into my mind right away is.
Don't say names.
Okay, thank you. Is a gentleman who was working the 16-hour day, as we say, and he went home one night after that going on for a while, working endless hours in the business. His wife was basically turned to him and said, it's almost the ultimatum, like it's the business or it's us.
Wow.
And that was obviously...
That's a big ultimatum.
Yeah, a big moment. And then coming to Aileron and implementing a lot of, really changing his thought, looking inward, and then changing his actions, he was able to, a few years later, take a 2-week vacation, and the only phone calls he got with his family, should mention that, the vacation with his family, and the only phone calls he got 3, and they were all opportunities. So before it would have been this fire, need to put this fire out, we need to solve this problem. And he didn't even have to get back to the opportunities right away, but there were some he didn't want to pass up. So
I would imagine by now you've probably worked with, I mean, maybe hundreds of
thousands
of business owners. What so if you were to be able to list the top 1, 2, or 3 just pieces of advice that you could say to people of, hey, here's something to think about, or some perspective, or a tip or two, what comes to mind for you?
Yeah, first, it is the whole leadership of being self-aware. You can't choose your attitude, or you can't choose your personality, but you can choose your attitude. And so every day we wake up being able to choose what our energy is, and we can choose to be in a victim mode and woe is me, and I can't make choices, or you can choose to look for all the win-win opportunities and finding joy and passion in your work. So, but that takes self-awareness.
Right.
You got to know where you're coming in on, and one would be just being self-aware. And,
Well, that's a big and good start.
Yeah. And then secondly, surrounding yourself with people that can help you be self-aware, and then hold you accountable.
Yeah.
So whether it's mentors or a board, and I've seen boards even on personal level, but of course as a business owner, you can have an outside board of advisors.
And you guys actually do board training, right?
Correct.
And get people to set up maybe for the first time in their lives a board, and then help train how to work within a board. And
Exactly.
I had a chance to go through. It was great training.
Awesome.
Really good stuff. So.
Thank you.
Well, that is great. So you mentioned, we talked about Aileron being here in Dayton, but you did mention it's national, right? So you have people from all over
50 states.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how would somebody go about finding out if they're interested? How would they engage and get started?
Of course, our website is a great place just to learn.
And that is aileron.net, right?
.org, actually.
.org, okay.
Yep. And then a lot of times it's connecting with somebody who has been at Aileron, so a peer, a fellow business owner, and or a business advisor. So we are blessed with a lot of folks that are willing to give back their time, and one of the ways is to, you want to, before you commit to something, you want to know, a lot of times, whether it's reading a review for a product, in this case, talking to someone who's been through the program, because it could seem a little daunting, like it's 2 days out of my business, it's a full year. So we'll connect them with peers just to talk very honestly and candidly. We don't pay them to say anything, it's just share your experience.
Yeah, well, I've personally been through it. It's just fantastic content, great people, such a caring and right on target message. And I've known dozens of people who've gone through it who have had very similar experiences. Let's talk, before we finish up, though, talk about the name Aileron. I know it's got a link to Dayton, but it's got some broader meanings, which I think is important in your mission as
Of
well.
course.
So talk a little bit about the name Aileron.
So if you've ever sat in the emergency exit row on a plane, or have watched a plane take off, they're the movable flaps on the wings of the plane. So they provide direction and lift for the plane, as should the president or CEO for the organization.
Direction and lift. Yeah. And what's the connection there to Dayton?
Of course, our the aviation with the Wright brothers being
That's
here.
right, right here in Dayton, the home of flight, not North Carolina.
Yes.
We may offend a few
We
people.
claim it here.
That's right. Well, you guys do such great work. It's
Thank
really an
you.
honor to have you here today. And I love Aileron. It's just a wonderful beacon of light here in this wonderful community, doing great work. And so thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
My pleasure.